Welcome guys. Not going to do an intro here today because the monthly is today. And as such, I don't know whether I will be here the full length. So let's just jump in. Let's get it going early. It's 20 to 5 at the moment, so not everyone might not know that we're live just yet. That gives us time to get in. Now, one thing I kind of want to do is I want a Gen 2 Legendary, alright? And since it looks like they're not doing new Legendaries this season, I think all the Gen 2s should be on the table for me. I think I should be going for those. I really like the idea of Master being all those skins. So I kind of want to look into it. I just want to refresh myself on what I need to do to get a Path of Fire-oriented Legendary and exactly how the trade contracts roll into that. Because you're no longer daily gated as long as you have shit tons of trade contracts. But the thing is, it might be like you need 100,000 of them or something crazy. So I want to look that up. What? Somebody asked me, how do you sustain rating without queuing ranked like you did last season? Well, I did queue ranked last season. I haven't been queuing this season for the past like week or so, and I see I'm in gold 2 now because of decay. But I played 300 games, and when I play again, my decay will come back. I get hit with decay just like everyone else. I don't know. This question came in ages ago. I don't know. Wait, Nightlock Broken. I recognize the name, I think. Is that just broken? Anyway, hello. It's Crystalline Ore. It's 10k, but don't quote me. Well, we'll see. If it's 10k, that's totally doable. Especially considering how we're getting a more done each day and stuff. So, I'll have a look at that. Watched the VOD of yesterday, and what you said, ArenaNet wouldn't... Oh, okay, we read that. Yeah. Then we had a thing from Chrysantha. Was I ever depressed from how material economy is totally mismanaged? Is it me, or every time they add material that has a point, they also add 5 that don't have any value? New materials almost always lack reasonable skins, and even some of the old lose points because of it. They keep adding new Mystic Forge weapons that need Mystic Coins, good lodestones, and other valued stuff. Would it kill them if they cost 500 piles of Putrid Essence or 250 Crystal Lodestones? Well, you understand, right, that it's a seesaw. So if they are, instead of requiring Mystic Coins, now desiring a completely overblown currency, not only do you start devaluing Mystic Coins over time, but you also might not even... Like, basically, they're in a problem here. I'm no economist, right? So, it's very hard for me to talk about, and I really don't want to. But my understanding is that some of these currencies are so flushed that if ArenaNet adds a random Mystic Forge burner recipe to, say, you know, Resonating Slivers, right? I have investment in Resonating Sliver. It's never paid off, and I have no confidence anymore that ArenaNet will ever do something with them. But if they do try to do something, they have to do something really, really, really big, like absurdly big, to actually then fix that currency. It's kind of, you can't do it in one go. So if the nature of the update is something small and minor, should we do this meta? I think that matters. I've got that done anyway. If they do something small and minor, then it's best to hook it into something that an economy that already works, and keep sustaining that economy that works. You know, because if they didn't keep doing all those little things with Mystic Coins and stuff, Mystic Coins 2 would start feeling useless. But yeah, it's definitely a problem. When they lost their economist, who was it? Was it John Smith? John Smith sounds like such a made-up name. Was that who it was? I can't remember. Anyway, you know, I haven't seen them do very much good. One of the worst points of POF, I think, personally, is that. If I ever do a Heart of Thorns style review of POF, which, you know, we're into Icebreed Saga now, so it might be fair. I think that that's one of the big things that I would look at and say, well, look, this was really bad, you know, trade contracts and all that. But they kind of fixed them, you know. It's kind of weird that you sent that mail right after I was talking about trade contracts at the start of the stream, because they kind of retroactively fixed it. But yeah, there's a lot of dead stuff in the game. It takes a lot of work. And the thing is, you need to kind of do it in 2 phases. If we take Resonating Slivers, for example, any one sync that they add for that, or incentive for players to dump their slivers away, will have to be so monumental in how many slivers it's asking for, that once it's done the job of draining the economy, it would now be too much to ask of players anymore. it will be too much for any individual player to earn that many through dailies and whatnot. It would be too much. So they have to then do a different balance, one that is better than the current one, but easier than the initial, you know, one to drain the economy. Does that make sense? Because essentially, you think about this, they added Resonating Slivers with the daily rework, what, 4.5 years ago? Maybe it was even 5 years ago. And the currency has always been a dead currency, right? So they've got all those years, all that backlog, all those fucking nerds out there like Wood and Potatoes who have got investments in them. They've got to drain all of that somehow. They've got to have it be meaningful enough that all those players get a trade-in on something. And then after that, you can't be like, okay, so now you guys get to spend your Resonating Slivers in the year 2025. That's crazy. You can't do that. So instead, you go, they got to like remove again. So it's like, I think they're like 2-step programs for all the broken economies, probably. Oh, I do not have an Ash Key anymore. All right, we'll buy an Ash Key then. But I do think they should do it. If they've well funded the game, hold on, let me type Legion Key. And go, and I'll buy 5 because I don't know how bad our Ash luck was compared to all of our other luck and stuff. I'll take proper stock later. If they really well funded the game, I would do something like an outfit or a weapon skin or a mini, you know, a bit like the Quiznos code, or a bit like the Aurene code, or a bit like you know, the Heart of Thorns shirt as a veteran bonus. Create an item like that. Be very clear that it exists and that it gives people something. The only way to get it is by trading in fucking heaps of Resonating Slivers. I'm talking like 100,000 Resonating Slivers equals one of these items. And you know that there's only going to be a limited number that will ever get out to the player base because there's only such a certain pool of these things. And that's fine. That's fine. Just because players knowing that will cause them to dump their slivers really quickly. Because they'll be like, I don't want to miss out. And then once all those initial ones are dumped, you put in a real long-term sink for it. Or you now nerf the income. You do one of those two. And now you've got a nice baseline currency that you can do stuff with. And then, for everyone that's like, oh, but then the people who were lucky enough to get the new Quiznos code, or whatever, right? For those people, you just say maybe like 5 months later, you do some Twitter giveaways or some Facebook giveaways for a few more of them. And what's important about that is not necessarily that there's actually that many more that have gone in the game. But as soon as you do that, what you've done is you've telegraphed to the player base that at any point more could come, and that devalues the item immediately. So then it's not like you've created some super wealthy people or whatnot. So yeah, that's what I do. And it tends to only be the super nerds that are really interested in, you know, getting all the unlocks in the game or stuff like that would go for it. And those are exactly the kind of people who have all the slivers anyway, or have all of the gold to buy lots of them. So yeah, you bleed them in the higher end. That's how I would do it personally. But the ArenaNet don't, either because they don't care about this stuff, or because they don't have the resources to create little items like that. But if they have the resources to do it for two-factor authentication or for a Quiznos code or whatnot, I really think they should consider it. And if it's the other thing that they just don't care, they fucking should. That's the daily system. If you get Resonating Slivers to actually matter, you will do amazing things for player population and encourage people to do diverse content. If Resonating Slivers actually mattered, I would log in and do my 1 PvP match a day. And then I would get my daily done, but I would still go to Living World Season 3. And I would still go to Living World Season 4. And I would still go to Corteria to do all the other dailies anyway, because Resonating Slivers. Because they matter, right? The items in the game, if they're a part of the economy, they have a function. So they should care. They really should. And if it's simply a matter of no dev over the past 4 years has been inspired enough to tackle the issue, that kind of blows my mind, because you're talking about some of the easiest tools to make Guild Wars really great as a game, and just nobody wants to, like, give them a little bit of quality of life, you know, a little bit of a fixer-upper. So anyway, that is my uninformed bullshit, there's an easy fix answer, which I'm sure is wrong somewhere. You guys can tell me in chat. But that's how I view the whole situation. Hello, Rocket. Hello, Steve McGee. Quick beamed. Benji. What are Resonating Slivers? Are you serious? Is that a joke? It's a very funny joke if it's a joke. If it's serious. I mean, how sad is it that I think that an established player might genuinely be asking me that? Team 4 are working on resonating slivers as we speak. I mean, yeah, Team 4 working on the economy would be kind of good. Hello, Foxlow. It's good to see everyone. Right, so 10 minutes until Moors, and then 10 minutes till AT enrollment. We've got that done. That's good. Does anyone want to squeeze in the strike mission real quick? I know I didn't have a squad. Do any EU people want to squeeze in this map's strike mission today? Come on, it's another giant kill for your giant slayer. You will need it. You think you know, but you're genuinely not sure. Okay, they're items that you get for doing dailies that can be tiered up all the way into cores and lodestones, right? They're like another form of lodestone, but they're offered through dailies. Every time you do a daily and you double click at one of those chests that you open, you tend to get a resonating sliver out of it. And there's never been any worthwhile sinks for them or any compelling reason to use them, so they've always been worth fuck all on the TP. And they're basically a part of the game that everyone ignores. So the value of a resonating sliver right now is 5 copper. And a lodestone is 1 silver. Just by virtue of the fact that you have to tier them up. The only way to get lodestones is to tier up the previous ones. Yeah, they come from dailies. And I think one of the biggest problems is I think you get stacked amounts of them from fractal dailies as well. Which, of course, is the main thing everybody does. All right, only 3 people is not enough for the strike. Do you guys want to come on in? You don't have to be good at the game at all for this. Let me just be very clear to you all. You do not have to be good at the game. What's going on with my build? Why do we have... Go maybe this way or something? I don't know. What gear am I in? Marauder Berserker? Yeah. Those are an unconscious delete whenever an item inventory. I mean, yeah. I mean, that's and that's a shame. It's a crying shame. They should be worth something. Otherwise, why are they there? That's one of the things that I really struggle with MMOs. MMOs tend to be filled with bad design and bad economies and sort of only half pursued ideas, you know. And I kind of loathe that. I loathe seeing something in the game that doesn't serve its function well enough, you know. I'm like, fuck, fix it. I would genuinely take. Well, would I do this? I think I would. I would, if I could snap my fingers and make the next big expansion for Guild Wars 2, not an expansion at all, but it fixed all of the little issues like that. And I'm telling you, I could genuinely list like 300. If I could do that, I would genuinely make that trade, because I think Guild Wars 2 would become a really meaningful, really popular, really good game instantly if they fix all those little things, because they're so numerous. And all of them could be so good and so awesome for the game. I would genuinely snap my fingers for that. And I would trade away a whole new continent and everything for that. Confirm WP can't snap. Okay, first of all, it's called clicking your fingers. And second of all, I can actually do it really well. I can, like, do tunes and stuff. You should make a video, 300 little things ArenaNet should fix. That would be a cool video, I think. I actually had a list, a bullet-pointed notepad list I was doing just for exactly that, but just PvP. Just like really tiny niggling issues. Not necessarily just balance either. But, so like if you go to my second channel, a good starting point for that is I have a video series about nav mesh and kite spots. I made a taco marker pack to help people learn the maps better and learn how to kite and stuff if they didn't know already. And I talk about all kinds of obscure, like, weird shit that I know about the Conquest maps or found out in the making of those videos. And I got a video on every single map. Almost all the content in those videos with, like, cheesy nav mesh stuff, I'd want all of that fixed. I don't know whether you would count that as a separate fix for each one or one fix for the whole thing. I guess it depends however you want to package it. But, you know, if you were to actually bullet point each of those out, so that's already, like, you know, 40 to 60 items instantly, and it's literally on a tiny subject that I think is profound. There's also a lot of weird things in Guild Wars 2 that I don't know how meaningful it is to ask for. So, for example, that sometimes a pull skill or a knockback skill can knock you into a wall. Now, what do I do about that? I want that fixed, obviously, but I have to assume with something like that it's not something ArenaNet can just do. That it might be a fundamental issue with the engine. A lot of people love to rag on the engine and talk about the engine. Well, here's an actual tangible thing about the engine, I think, right? But how do they fix it? Because you can fix it by just reducing the incidence rate of pushes and pulls, right? And just say, all right, we don't want to emphasize these much in the combat anymore. All the skills associated with that are now weaker skills. You're less interested in taking them. They do that, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe you can reconfigure the skills altogether to, like, lower their velocity. Like, do you tackle it from there? Or do you just accept that that's not something that ArenaNet will be able to change? I never know how to do this last bit. Maybe I need to glide or something. I don't know. Or do we instead say, like, okay, for PvP, maybe the situation is what you actually need to do is you need to change the player's method for getting out when it happens. So if you guys don't know this, and most people don't, when you get stuck in a wall, you only really have two options. You got three. You can try and use a teleport skill at your feet, and it might clip you back onto the nav mesh. It might. Depends how severe the issue is. Usually not. And sometimes you'll be in a class that can't do a teleport, so it's irrelevant anyway. That's option one. Option two is you can stand perfectly still, not touching WSD, and you can type /stuck. Now, if you type /stuck, it's the game's built-in way of getting you out of a place like that. But what it does is it gives you this message that says, wait 60 seconds or something crazy. Do not press WSD. Do not do anything. Wait 60 seconds. And then finally, we'll move you. But the thing that's really bad about that is 60 seconds is a long time to wait in PvP. And you're going to throw the game really hard, right? It's a horrible feeling to sit there waiting for that /stuck to go through. Also, if you do happen to touch WSD, it cancels and puts /stuck on a cooldown, so you can't even do it again. So now you're going at least 2 minutes, maybe longer, right? Because you've got to cool down before you can even press it again, and then you have to wait the full timer again. And a lot of the time, when you're stuck in terrain, you are still, like, other players can still hit you and can still use knockbacks and stuff. So if you get CC'd while waiting in /stuck standing next to your enemies, they can knock you out of slack because the game will detect you've moved, and then you're fucked. So it's a really, really terrible command. So maybe what the fix needs to be is, okay, fix the /stuck interaction. So it actually turns out the best way to fix it, and this is how you do it, if you ever get stuck in terrain, you need to instantly, as fast as possible, hit escape, hit log out. At this point, you can click character select. Then it will give you a really scary message saying you're going to get dishonor if you do this. You should never quit in PvP. You're going to get dishonor. Are you sure you're going to do it? And you need to ignore the message, go to character select, double click your character again. Turns out you won't get dishonor, even though ArenaNet told you you would, because you logged back in really quickly. Then you need to load into Heart of the Mist, or whatever map you're on. Then you need to load into the PvP map. Then, if you were in combat while you did it, you have a full, like, 30 seconds respawn while you're dead on the ground. You get an extended respawn. Or, if you're really lucky, you'll just be alive straight away and you can go on in. That is the quickest way to do it, to instantly character select. Now, everything I just said there is all pretty much bullshit to get through a bug. But that's the quickest way to do. Instant character select, log back in. So, oh, and also, by the way, if you were in the middle of a big fight when you did that, when you character select, it counts as you dying, and you'll potentially rally the enemies. So you need to wait for them to not rally. Like, listen to all this obscure shit, right? And that's kind of natural for me. But noobs don't know anything about that. In fact, not even noobs. Most players don't know anything about that. I see even quite experienced players get stuck in a wall, and then they just stand there for ages, like, doing nothing. They throw, like, 90 seconds, you're 4v5, and then finally they type in map chat, I'm stuck, and I always, like, I want to punch him. It's so annoying. I'm like, yeah, if you're stuck, just character select straight away. What are you doing? It's so annoying. But I can't really get mad at them. I shouldn't really be, you know, that guy. But what else am I going to do, you know? And so, anyway, the whole thing is a fucking mess. Now, what do we fix? Do we fix getting knocked in the walls? Well, to me, that's kind of like the dumbass answer. That's kind of the you spent 2 seconds thinking about the issue and now you've got the answer. I don't think that getting knocked into the walls would be in the game if it was a simple fix. So I think it's this other stuff. I think the dishonor message needs to be removed. I think they need to reconfigure the whole if you were dead or in combat when you logged out, how punished are you going to be. If /stuck can detect when you're genuinely off the nav mesh, maybe that should play into it. It's just very careful, though, Dicey, because you've got to stop people from being able to exploit things. Or just improve /stuck itself. Now, if I did a video, 300 fixes, we could have a discussion about every one of them, so... I don't know. And I would be tempted to do that. Alright, okay, so anyway, Moors is up. I still have my squad. You guys can join. Oh, yeah, okay, so... And they want to do the daily AT. I'll show you guys Boon Brand, if you like. They're going to make the group and invite me. Okay, so we've got Apocalypse, Peishi, Noct, and Cougar. Wow, this is one of the better rosters, one of the better loadouts we can play with. And I'm going to type to them. What's this about exploit tastes? WP hasn't breathed? No, I'm all good. Sorry, I'm back in chat now. Can I recommend you a book? No, not really. Sorry. Reading is one of those things I should do way more of, but I just don't. This time yesterday we were talking, ranting about bread. Good times. How did I die, by the way? Because I'm bad. Jerry, you got very trolly lately. What happened, man? Did I hurt you? Many possibilities. Yeah, I mean, I was looking in chat and then... I mean, I feel like super squishy right now. Like, ultra squishy. I'm not sure why either. I feel like I've got no armor on. KWP breathe. I mean, there I walked into one of their fucking traps. Got 5 minutes till the demolitionist assault. It's going to be kind of tight. AT is in 15 minutes. This meta goes to the next phase in 5. So we've got 10 minutes... to get an escort done and try and get a try and get one of the some spikes in. Speaking of which, I did it for the last 2 days and I've not actually checked what my progress is. So let's see. The streams have been very samey this week, like super samey. It's okay though, guys. We'll be moving on with it soon. I've also been trying to squeeze them in here and. You know, it's been a short one, or a super late one, or an early one, and then a short one, and today's an early one. We will figure out. Look, 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 we're 90 out of 100. It's happening. Oh, my God. Once we get these 10, that's it. That's POF. 100, I'm going to say 200%ed. Because I like to imagine the game like, you know, Crash Bandicoot 3, where you get 100% and then you keep going, you know. Chat corrupted Jerry. Maybe he did. He's toxic. Jerry is toxic. I'll tell you one thing that's been quite nice, because these have been such quiet, like, you know, samey streams. We haven't really had any antagonism in chat. Sometimes people, like there's people who come to the streams a lot and then end up not liking other people who come to the streams a lot. And then it's always, like, vaguely salty for a while, and then I lose one of them. One of the people eventually decides they don't want to be around. That's happened a couple of times in the past. But that doesn't seem to happen very much lately. Sleep in each question, but since you are talking about PvP anyways, and I keep dying to it, how do I avoid getting global by trap dragon hunters? Obviously not going into traps, but is there anything else I should know? Well, look, one of the main things that, if they're doing a good dragon hunter build, they're playing heavy light, right? I think it's called heavy light. But basically, they make their skill 3 on longbow knock. One of the main things they're trying to do is they only have a single trap, really, that you're threatened by. and it's the Test of Faith trap. It's the ring one, and it will. If you're standing next to the DH when he triggers it, you'll take damage. But after that, you have to actually move through the ring. So what good DHs are trying to do is they're trying to shield 5 you through the ring, and then like F1 pull you through the ring, and then longbow 3 you through the ring, or whatever. They're trying to like knock you back and forth. So one thing that's really useful when you die to a DH is hit your death breakdown when you die and see how many hits of Test of Faith you took. If you've taken like 10,000 damage from it over 3 hits or whatever, it's because basically he was comboing you in the way that he wanted to. So the obvious counter to that is stability. Another one is to kind of just outweight the trap. One way I like to play against DH is wait a long time, basically proc the trap and then try and create some kind of distance. And the main animation I nearly always watch for, I spend probably too much energy watching for, is their F1. Because you can always tell when they're kind of at a certain range, they want to F1 you. And the further away, the easier it is to dodge, because the actual velocity of the F1, you know, the projectile travel time, all gives you more reaction time, right? So I try to stay in like that 900 to 1200 range area, and then when I see that they go for the F1, I know I'm already anticipating it, so I dodge it. I nearly always get hit by F1 if I'm not anticipating it. So if I ever fuck up, I always blame myself for not being smart enough to anticipate it. It's not about reaction times for me, it's about anticipating that a thing might happen, and then that makes the whole game way easier. So yeah, anyway, and once you kind of avoided those, if you have a bit of stability, just be careful of the Test of Faith. If you're getting globaled by full trap joke dragon hunters, which aren't real builds, all I can tell you is try to stun break, dodge roll, and get away, right? And if the stun break you use is a stability one, you're feeling good. Because the main thing about those full trap DHs is that they'll use dragons more, right? Which is like going to lock you in unless you have stab. If you don't have stab, it's actually safer to simply stun break and heal instead, because what that will stop is you getting the second CC, and now you can out heal through the the grinder. I can't remember what the fucking grinder skill's called, but so that's my advice to you against 2 different varieties of DH. DH in a very good player can be pretty good, by the way. I actually felt really bad about 2 months ago when I was learning Hollow, because I actually got 1v1, like full on like long 1v1 by a DH on Hollow, which is just crazy. And I mean, I was only learning Hollow at the time, but you know, they can bite back for sure. That shouldn't really happen for what it's worth. I kind of see DH as like an older, slightly more balanced role that Hollow's in. That's kind of how I see DH. It's very CC heavy, kind of, you know, power damage builds with some range capacity on there too. You're with Jerry. What about Jerry? Lalas are a disease. They need to be purged from... Oh, you're talking about FF14. Sorry, what? What about revs? Sorry if I touched on it. To be honest, I'm pretty shit against it. It depends what I'm playing. Unless I'm something really brain dead and meta, I tend to struggle against revs. Very good revs can play at a certain speed and can stun break at a certain speed that makes them very, 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 very aggressive. I don't have any really, really great advice because I haven't found any like magic solution to rev. You know, there's no like one big point of advice I can give you that's like, oh, do this and the rev is invalidated. I mean, that's one of the reasons why rev is meta, to be honest with you, because there isn't like a one trick kind of thing. I mean, it's going to be very matchup oriented. It's going to depend what you're playing, right? Exactly when you want to invuln, or exactly when you want to create a gap or close a gap or CC them. I mean, one thing I can say, that one thing that you should learn is how to CC them, right, is their unrelenting assault ends. If you get really good with the timing on that, if you play low ping, all right, so if you're like me and you play North America a lot, even though you're EU and you've got like this huge fucking skill lag on everything, well, not huge, but a skill lag and things, this can be a bit harder. But if you play low ping, you can get very good at just landing some kind of hard CC on the rev right when his unrelenting assault ends. And that can edge out a win for you and be an important little moment. I mean, they'll often instantly stun break, but they spend energy or a legend swap or something on it, which can help you win on the longer road. That's something quite clean you can do. Yeah, and obviously don't attack into infuse from Cougar there. That's a good point. But I still find, like, Rev is one of those classes, I think, personally, where a good player can really be... You can really feel there's a very big difference between a very good Rev and most Revs. Right? I really think that there's... You can feel it on that class, for sure. Just dodge all his skills and pressure him, but not too hard when he's in Glint, but not too little either. Easy. Yeah. Okay. Let's get some Realm Residue going. 1. And we actually have Lightning Flash this time. Okay. 9 left. 8 left. Another residue. I like these moments where we run out of residue because I know that I've done all I could have, you know? I'm going to move on now. I could maybe have got one more spike with one more residue there, but we're going to go do this other escort. It's kind of awkward, the positioning of all of the escorts right now, but... Okay, so we've got 8 more to do. You call Lala's a mistake. Oh, really? Your main issue with Rev is the skill bar lock. What do you mean the skill bar lock? Another little tool to get used to with Rev is when he's in Staff 3, a good Rev will try to end the Staff 3 animation on you. He'll try to face you at the end of it, because then he gets a free blind out of it. And that blind can be important, you know, over the long term. It can invalidate even something very important from you. So, knowing that he's going to try and turn and face you at the end of his Staff 3, you can try to use your own WASD to not let that happen. I wouldn't advise spending a whole dodge on just Staff 3, but you can do certain... You can be a little bit tricky with where you stand to sort of, like, trick him to finish the Staff 3 at the wrong place, if that makes sense. You know, WASD... When you know what he's trying to do, this is nearly always true in Guild Wars 2 PvP. When you know what they're trying to do, WASD is like a really good resource for you to like just invalidate a lot of stuff. So one of the main things you can do is walk through the Rev in kind of an unexpected way, and his Staff 3 can miss. But there's little things like that. As always, it's like play a little bit of the class and you'll understand it a lot better. Don't be scared to play the other classes. You don't have to level them. You don't have to get gear. Alright, that's the beauty of the game. And ultimately, you do have a lot of stuff to see, you know. This is really good right now. I get a mail. I did. I'll read that in a second, Chrysantha. You want me to play the Shadowbringers story just to hear my comparison between FF14 storytelling and Guild Wars 2's? I'd be really interested in doing that too, especially after where I wrote the WoW video. But I haven't finished the WoW video, so I feel like a failure. So I shouldn't do another project like that just yet, not until I finish the WoW one. Do we get this stomp? Does it go through anyway? I hope it does. Now, if we're really fast, we might be able to get to the other one. I don't think we're going to be that fast. Let's just kill the sharpshooter here. We'll look at getting Verdurak, by the way. I started today's stream, you guys might not have noticed, but saying I think I want to get another legendary. Sorry, I'm not actually playing the game right now. I'm just repositioning. And I think I want Verdurak. That's probably my favorite Gen 2 legendary at the moment. But we'll see what our trade contracts and stuff turn into. That will give us a novelty at the same time as well, so, you know, it's extra value. You made a Rev, insta-leveled it to AE, chucked 20 slot bags in it, and now it's your bank carrier. Your bank character. So I take it you've got no really ludicrous investments that fill the whole thing up yet. Fuck, what the fuck? These sudden deaths. How do you play against Sword Thieves as a Mirage? I'm completely clueless. They either evade or line of sight, and I can't even get a hit in, but I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. Well, look, you are always unfavored against Thief, because they get Plasma when they steal to you, and any good Thief... okay, you kind of need to understand who you're fighting. If it's just some random person you've got no idea about, there are certain way... You can have a certain mindset for evading still. Like, I'll wait for them to sword 2 in, and then when they've left again... they might have like procced their flanking strikes, for example, and then you can know they're probably going to steal with a sword too, and you can get a dodge. If they're a good thief, the way you avoid steal is you double dodge. You just dodge, and what they're looking for is very early in the fight. You do a dodge, and you splash the Mirage Cloak on yourself, and they're watching for that. And as soon as that ends, you dodge again, or you instant distort. Or if they're core thief, you can Scepter too. I really wouldn't recommend that though. That doesn't seem to work for me very often. Or you can precast your heal and walk into the mirror from the hill, and you can get still very easily with that. But that's really only a part of it. The main thing I would say is don't be scared about. I'm assuming you're side noding. Don't be scared about getting decapped. And just be really aggressive on their sword 2 location. When they sword 2, walk over to it. Fuck the node, don't care. Just walk over to it because it's really annoying for the SD thief to like use that sword 2 for cleanse and reset and stuff if you're constantly standing where it is. Because now he has to like walk away from you to re-establish a gap to sword 2 over to you again to re-establish, and then you've just walked onto it again. So what does he shadow step away? It's just really annoying for the thief. So if you just either be always aggressively on his sword 2 or get off the nav mesh, just kite. Sometimes I do better against it than other times, but you know it's a tough one, so don't feel too bad. It very much depends on exactly what spec you're on as well, you know. Like, all my recommendations here are for Condi Mirage side noding. If you are instead Power Mirage, just trying to DPS them, then you can't actually play that way. If you're core Mez, then you would just stealth out, to be honest. Yeah, these forged enemies are awesome, aren't they? I really love them too. Okay, they're saying we are against DDS on first match. We are about to get farmed. I'm going to stay in Discord, my own Discord. These are people we can win against, everyone. I don't know what they're talking about. I guess I'll go in comms with them. I should have delayed that pop. If someone's queuing with me, can you delay the pop so I get this reward? This Zerg's taken ages to kill this. I shouldn't have accepted. Fuck. If someone's watching, don't accept yet. If that's someone on my group, please. Let me kill the Demolisher. Why the fuck isn't his health moving? I'm going to FGS him. This isn't going to go well. I'm going to get into the match, I'm sure of it, right on the last second. It's going to be a very sad moment for us. I wasn't really here for this, so it's sort of whatever, but... You know, Hero's Choice chest. I wonder if the 4 is worth using in a situation like that. Possibly. Dude, the FGS rushes against the wall are so good though. Oh, 2%? 1%? Hey, we got it. Nice. That boss should be a raid boss on a strat mission. Well, now that they've opened the door and that stuff, you never know. I got a lot of the WP asked something of his party, then proceeds to never look at party chat. Yeah, well, I got stream chat and stuff to look at. Okay, I'll go into Discord, I guess. I'm rendering a video as well, and I'm going to be in Discord. This is going to be a bit, we're in overheat territory here.
Might as well stay team.
All right, guys, just so that you all know, you're on stream.
Hi, stream.
What are we playing? Nocturne.
I mean,
okay, I'll support
they
Patient.
double Mirage, so you know. I think double Mirage against Skyhammer, I can stay Thief.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll play this Boon build, and then we'll just go from there. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. By the way, I don't think you saw me saying that and stuff, but those guys, they are like a new fixed team. Like it's always the same 5 players.
Oh,
and they're
cool.
kind of doing the same thing as us. So I was wondering about asking those guys to scream.
Interesting. What are
And
they?
they're pretty good too. They beat Torben last night. Like they're pretty good.
Okay. All right. What they got? Double Mirage. FB. What's the FB support in their rev? I guess. Okay, that's fine.
Maybe it's not support.
I love the enemies fight.
No, he's definitely support. Yeah, I joked with that guy. I played against him with a pug last night, and I like
Yeah,
his
but
name.
maybe Now he's not support. Who knows?
Held hostage on Firebrand.
Yeah, it's a beautiful name.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So good.
I like all the name. The ref name is good as well. It's German.
Oh my god, the lag. I hate playing PvP on stream because I get this little bit of fucking choppiness and delay. It's really annoying. Alright, let's see what we got.
Do we have stealth? We do have stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just on the other side.
Oh. Warrior coming to me?
Oh, I'm
We
jumping
all
out.
going up. I'm putting resist field up because Mirage. Sorry, stabs up now. I should have used thingy. Or Aegis.
He's super low, he's super low.
Super low is in the renewed. I'm gonna
Please,
steal at the end.
Nice.
Something.
Quickness for the cleave.
Yeah.
Revenant
Nice.
is extremely low.
This next, this
I'm in
next.
F2, cleansing.
I can leave that, leave that, leave that.
Let me
I'm
cap
going to close.
Oh,
Isn't there still a fucking Mirage here?
yeah.
Yeah, that Mirage is almost dead.
There he is. But let me cap.
Okay, who am I supporting?
him.
Pacey, I'm just following you, yeah?
There's a second body to watch here, Kuya.
Sorry, I gave you stab too late. Go on, you can
Where?
chase him.
White here.
Yeah, I see.
Got him.
Nice.
Fireband mid.
Yeah, I'm on my
I
way
should
back
have
to
jumped
mid.
down. Apo, I'm not going to be with you. I'm really sorry, dude.
It's just support Fireband now.
The wave is watching far, so I'm coming mid.
Cougar, yeah, watch those bodies.
Yeah, that FB is slow. Just jump up and kill him.
Hey,
Like,
knocked
what
me
is he gonna
down.
do? Oh, I knocked him off, He's dead, he's super dead, nice.
Oh, a west man being.
Might.
Okay, how many are here? There's enough here. We can just chain kills
Dude,
here.
you guys... Alright, I can't really rotate as... mid's got 2. Apo, I'll support you.
Yeah. Oh no, they are going away.
If they push. Pacey, I got you. Don't worry. Come towards me. Okay, quick, this is up for you.
We target, guys. Give me a target.
No, I'm back on this. Just kill the mesmer.
Resist field is up.
Half already? Just dodge. Nice.
Other mesmer.
I just spam quickness on you.
They're trying to res among the web, they're trying to res.
Yeah, mid decap can't stop them.
They got the res, guys. We need to cleave the
Alright,
bodies
get
down.
on this.
Can we stop making the same mistake every time? We really need to just full cleave bodies.
I'm one
I'm on
meter.
the web, I'm on the FB. you-
Pacey plus close.
No,
I'm gonna
it's
go
fine.
down. I'm down. Dude.
It's hard to
We're
hard
cleaving.
We got you.
Okay.
Giving you signet.
I got none of my resources up, so thank you for Signet. Oh my god. Too big.
You need me at mid?
No,
I'm
no,
coming mid.
Pacey, you got a fucking build,
Rampage, come on.
What?
dude. Dude, can you not see?
I'm back. No, I'm here. Never mind. I already came back.
Oh, I died. Sorry.
Come on. Please.
Killing the wire.
Oh, fucking stun.
Oh, didn't get the wire. Okay. I'm gonna leave this one.
I'm down.
We gotta stop disengaging before fights are over and just letting them res and stuff. We need to regroup now for close. Come on, let's go.
I'm gonna die. I got caught between the mesmer and the web.
It's alright. Just don't push out too crazy here. Get this decap and then push from there.
I'm here.
Yeah, go on then, push up. They're coming in, so might. I'll give you an early F3. There it is.
Nice proc.
Stabs up.
I'm jumping after that.
Walls on me. I need pills, guys. I need pills.
I chose to go decap during that.
Dude,
Helps,
how the
not
fuck
a
did I...
mistake.
No, you can't do that, dude. You gotta prioritize the fights. You can't leave us to 4v5. Now,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
it's the
need
only
to call
play.
I
earlier
should
that
have
you
been
are-
there in time, honestly.
You need to call earlier that you need peels, especially if we're saying that we're jumping up.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that you guys have eyes and you're just looking at me. That's all it is. Cougar, keep pulling back.
Yeah.
Okay. To me, no, Cougar, turn around. See,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
eyes. What the fuck?
Fuck.
Don't proc that, please.
I did. Hmm.
Yeah, take the fight towards the point here.
Yeah, alright.
Target is on the FB.
Yeah. Big knockback.
Got renewed.
Something
Dude, I'm
Covenant.
getting so much fucking pressure from that warrior.
It's fine,
I never saw
could
someone
say
get so lucky with a GS3.
Okay, it's
Okay.
fine. I'm leaving close. I'm leaving close.
Yeah, same.
I wish you would have plussed it for Cougar. I gave you a wall. Dude, that was epic.
Kill
Well
him.
done. That wall fucking
Oh my God.
slammed him. I'm coming in now. Knocked, I'm not supporting you. The rest of them.
Yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
Apo to me. Behind you. That's it. Stuff falls up.
No, I'm not. No,
Just making sure we get the decap.
I didn't get the decap
I
as
have
far
one.
as a Mesmer there. I'm going mid.
Yeah, okay, we got the 2 cap again. Let's just not
Got the
throw it. We
target on
do a
the
hammer fight if they push. the hammer.
Firebrand. Firebrand is kind of alone.
Yeah. Warrior's dead.
Cougar, get in that fight.
Yeah, Rampage.
Yeah, he's low. He's low. Oh, I hit him with a big fucking burst. Do not let
I'm
that
really
burst.
low. Yeah,
Yeah,
Fight
well,
Keith.
you
yeah.
guys there for me to cap
Keith
instead of being able to heal.
Yeah, this is low. This is low. He just popped your
Apo,
fuse.
I'm Stoffel. F3,
If fuse over,
F2.
kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
Quickness is up.
He's slippery.
We're gonna get debunked if we're not careful. They're going for it now. I know
They're going on hammer. Yeah.
I'm
Oh, yeah.
following.
Close. Port on close to stop him from.
I'm going close.
Yeah, me and
Yeah,
Apo
I'm following him.
Somebody go
Hammer.
hammer,
That's fine.
somebody
Me and
has to
Apo
go hammer.
focus.
I'm on Emma, but it's.
You go,
It's
It's
Pesh.
okay. I know it's a bad matchup. Just chase him. Just chase him if you want. I don't really want to 2v1 it, so
Lead.
let's just push him hard, okay? Giving you stab. Quickness.
Oh my god. Okay. Jesus. I'm just doing nothing. Well, I guess I'll just occupy an FB then.
Why are we getting decap mid then?
Fighting
there's
mid,
three
we
of them
can't
there.
really go mid there. I'm coming
I
hammer,
can't go
guess.
mid if 2 of you are hammer.
We're 3v1.
There's
hammer
more
now,
coming at hammer
Keith
now.
game. I'm leaving.
Yeah,
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 the
yeah.
FB is coming. No, no, we get.
Alright, alright.
We have a fight now.
3 people are on the node. Target.
I'm on the
Oh.
Sorry, Cougar. I can't really support you back there.
Oh, I might be dead.
Wall is up, guys. I'm cleaving.
Got a
being
beam.
the
Nice. Big damage.
Weakness.
Get this next. This next.
More stab.
I've got a fuse up.
Okay, I'm leaving, I'm coming to Kuga.
I'm coming to hammer.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, you guys
I'll
have
cap.
got
I'll
to
cap. I'll
let me
cap.
rotate
Oh no,
with the
never mind.
team.
We can cap.
Let me cap, yeah.
I overheated.
Actually, there's someone coming. It's a mess, of course.
That's it, Paige. You climb up.
Yeah, we need to finish the hammer. They're getting a lot of
You gotta
points.
get him off. What?
Got
How
him.
are
Yeah.
we?
It's finished.
Okay, yeah, I'm cutting up this 4 of them here. So if you come up with me if you can.
I got him.
What kind of target are you on
F2.
now?
I've done it a bit early, to be honest.
I'm on this with us up here.
Rampage.
I'm going on it.
Nope.
Spear.
He's low. He's low. He's low. That's down.
We need to
Another
go
down.
on the other nodes though.
I'm going close.
Someone needs to come far. It's the Mesmer, I suppose.
I'm going to that Mesmona.
Okay, cool. You're chasing that.
Yeah. That Mesmer is dead.
Fucking not okay.
Good.
There's a body here, Kuga.
Yeah. Notice.
Okay, we need to push this fast.
I'm not winning on far.
Yeah, we're here. We're coming in. We're
This
coming.
one's over here.
We got you, dude.
Yeah,
Support
yeah,
is
yeah,
on
yeah.
node. Stabs up. All the booms,
They're
pretty much.
pushing a hammer, I think, on mid. Yeah, they have 2 at mid.
Resist field. You can chase that Apo.
Coming mid.
FB drop down.
He
FB
does
drop down.
respawn.
It's going back up. Fuck it.
Kill that Mesmer instead.
He's going hammer.
Peichi, I don't need
Yeah,
you.
I'm
Use
doing
your
on
support.
hammer.
I don't need
Okay.
you. We could trade the supports
I'm
together,
dead.
but I mean that means you guys need to win without me.
Yeah. We'll just win hammer. It's fine.
I'm 2v1 Peishi. When he comes in, I need you to come back. Peishi, come back. We lose the game if you don't
Yeah.
come back.
Another Skyhammer gate thing. I'm away though. Give me target.
Warrior
Far?
coming to hammer.
Fuck yeah.
I got hammer. It's okay.
Okay, that's good. Chase it, chase it, chase it.
Wait, where's the other one? I thought you said there were two.
No, there were, and then the Firebrand never engaged.
Ah.
Fucking
Okay.
Skyhammer, I hate this. I don't know. Apo, to me. I'm behind you.
Yeah.
So close.
I'm coming to close as soon as I respawn. I died over
3 on
away.
close.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm coming close now.
Don't let him rid this.
Yeah, they
This
get
is up.
it.
I need to push back. We need to get on node in mid. Yeah, that's it. I'll support
Yeah,
you,
three-
Apo. Just go
Three
ham on it.
people.
I will
Oh,
have
three-
big support
I'm just
for you.
staying here until you
F3's
get
coming
decap.
up.
I'm
Ah
dead.
fuck, bro. You're all fucking close already.
Apo
Yeah,
to
going
mid.
mid.
Yeah, can't.
Fuck.
Give me a target mid.
I don't know whether I can sustain you on this. Did we just try and 3v1 on close? What was
Infuse.
that?
I said I would go to close on respawn, but you did also, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that was my bad.
Yeah, they're getting far now. I won't be there in time.
Yeah, we've been 3-capped again.
It's kind of weird. We got outplayed despite having Chiefs in this game. They were really fast.
Yep. Died to the warrior.
I can't 1v1 Mirage.
Yeah, I'm
that's fair.
19 and 2, and we still lost.
Yeah, I went
It's kinda
17
crazy.
with 28% damage.
9 and 2.
It's because we're just getting instantly debunked on a lot of the stuff. I think overall we won way more fights than them. We had way more
Yeah, we
kills
did.
than them. But we just like don't take proper fights. We don't move to the right place. We get instantly debunked. Just no one knows how to move. All right, guys, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
finish my stream.
I fucked up a couple of times. Yep.
Good
enjoy.
luck. I'll
Goodbye,
see you guys
stream.
later. Bye. All right. Let me swap to another character now. Okay, so we will try getting a little bit of progress maybe on the story here. But first, chat, I want to check the what do you call it? Fuck, seriously? I want to check the whole Gen 2 legendary thing. So we'll see. Let's go up. What are we talking about in chat? The entire point of Hotjoin to make entering a strike mission convenient, less barrier. Yeah, to be honest, I've still not looked at how the fuck is this guy still chasing me. I've not looked at how the like public strike mission side of things is going, honestly. But we'll see. All right, let me go to the Tomb of the Primeval Kings, and I love that they put such a crucial vendor in there. And we'll see how much each thing costs, and we can also figure out how much I already have as well, because it will read from my bank and figure out. Try it. It's pretty horrible and worth some criticizing. Well, tell me what the format of it is. Isn't it just essentially like? Do you remember Dragon Bash before strike missions were added as a concept? Didn't Dragon Bash essentially do that with its like mini arena thing, right? You had a version where you just walked in and it was almost like open world. Thinking about it though, how can that work for the strike mission? Surely it has to close down an instance and then spin up a new one every time a thing dies, surely. They are lame, to be frank. I hope Bone Skinner on Tuesday is good. ArenaNet's got a really weird thing, I think, where like most of the people who are vocal about the game and really enjoying the game are completely different kinds of players in terms of what they're capable of, their skill and stuff, compared to everyone else, including the devs. So the devs are making strike missions that they feel are well balanced for the game, and they are making strike missions that they think your average player will be able to enjoy. But there's literally no champion of them who's like on the scene, as it were. No one on the forums, no one on Reddit no one making YouTube videos. There is no one that like embodies what the devs are and what the devs perceive or believe. You know, their stats show most of the player base to be. And the thing is, they can't like create any champions of that either. No one will stand astride, you know, everyone else and say Strike Mission's really well balanced, blah 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 blah, without being ridiculed, you know. So I think Guild Wars is in a weird place like that, where it feels like all the content is shitty non-content to the people who are established, but everything they make is like I don't know. It's really weird. So like when they try to do something that appeals to the higher end, something like Doom CM and stuff, yeah, the people who played it and went for it really enjoyed it and loved it. But there's such a tiny, tiny, weeny, pathetic little percentage of the game that they're irrelevant. So then the next wings come out, which are more calibrated for your average player, and they get, while getting panned, it's kind of like the critical opinion versus public opinion kind of thing. Do you get what I mean? It's just that all the successes they have for those like really terrible players, the average players, just they have no apparent support. It's kind of weird. That's why, again, I advocate the devs try to improve the abilities of the average player by looking at tutorialization and core systems. Amazing, I know. Okay, it's 100 each, and we need 100. So it's 100 times. So it is only 10,000. So I could buy 85 right away. I already have 4. So we would have 89. That's not bad. Let's do it. There's literally nothing else I need to spend trade contracts on in the game. We're even out of the POF expansion now, so I know that they're probably not going to add stuff in the New Living World episodes. So we just do this. 85 amalgamated. So Agent Chrysantha should enjoy this. This is genuinely 85 males from Agent Chrysantha, or less actually, because they sometimes send multiple. Obsidian shards, pretty much free to me. Ectos. We don't actually have that many Ectos because of the gambling and stuff, but that's pretty good. And just all these trade contracts are coming from PvP. 85 males, and then you put the laugh. Yeah, I wonder how many we've read. All right, catch you later, Rocker. It's been great to have you in chat, man. You're really holding the fort down there. Not many people typing today. See you on Tuesday. Yeah, guys, that's C-U-N-T. Okay, so we go, boom. So I now have... I should probably deposit. 89. So we need just 11 more. And there you have it. But what does this cost me, though? These are Elegy Mosaics. Now, the thing is, Elegy Mosaics... We have, like, all the skins... Oh, we have all the recipes. We don't have these. These are like the ascended items. I guess I have Janus's stained pectoral. But I do not have the Morning Bell, Cole's Tormented Eye, or the Gift of the Hidden Scion. Do you guys think I should pick each of these up? It's not really a part of Master. The Library of Lost Earnings, we have more. So wait, do I have all the recipes as well then? I guess we're all good. We can just buy these now. Okay. So, I buy 11. Oh, okay, now make that 10. Because I fat-fingered with the mouse. It's a rare and difficult thing to do, but there it is. Even they're depositable. Okay, good stuff. Alright, what we got here? Oh, this guy wants to join Spud Club? Awesome, I'll sort that out for you later. What's this? Snagmorn, you're stronger with me. Oh, hi, WP. Winter greetings. Loot equals AP equals mastery. Jormag has its Claw of Jormag, but will we see a voice of Jormag? I was thinking it would be cool, the pun, if the voice of Jormag was a spirit of the wild. Wow, that is kind of wild. What, like corrupted sort of thing? How is Jormag connected to the mists? Maybe from absorbing the magic from the spirits, basically making Jormag a legit spirit? Oh, so yeah, I guess you're basically proposing that Jormag is a spirit of the wild, and that the Sons of Svanir were kind of right to identify it as such, the dragon spirit. Might see Jormag kill more spirit. I mean, that would be a great thing for the season to go into. Basically explain in more concrete terms what the spirits of the wild are, and then sort of establish that Jormag is one. Might see Jormag kill more spirits and reach further with its all-embracing corruption. All good wishes and chilly dreams. Snagmore not completely corrupted. Soon rest. He's definitely trying to inspire us into some good lore discussion here. If Jormag consumes the spirit of the wild, can he take its place in the pantheon? Can he make himself a... If he is a spirit, you've got the idea of a Havroon, by the way. You could have a Jormag Havroon. What did they say the Freyneir is in this patch? Did we defeat the Freyneir? Anyway, what we got? Oh, he's given us, like, stuff we need. I already have the shield, apparently. 250 rare stuff. And then a restored burial axe. Thank you so much. It's really awesome of you. Restored. I think I'll just salvage it down, right? Or maybe I just unlock it but keep it, because I don't know if you need to the base item to upgrade or whatever, so I'll just do it this way. We got a restored rifle there as well. Pretty good. Oh, we got a mastery point. Actually relevant. Wait, we got 2? No, we got 1. It just double popped. Here you go. So we can now spend the Essence of Valor. Not even been on the map yet. Really? Oh, those are the upgraded. The base don't exist as weapons. They're only skins. I remember you saying. Noct, you've had to try really hard on all these streams to set me correct about what exactly is going on with those. Okay, so what do I do now? I guess contracts again? Keep them coming. And then rare gear. Should I just sell it? It feels a bit tacky to just sell it, but I mean, frankly, that's kind of what I want to do. It's interesting that to me that you can't directly TP out of your shared slots. Trying to find the other rare ones so that I can seed them back into that slot that I just emptied. But I can't see them. Apparently they are super late in the list. I almost wish that the filtering system here was more like PoE's. In PoE, when you type, it just highlights. It doesn't collapse. It highlights. Whatever. Bottom row, 4th from the right. This is the bottom row, and it only has 2 items on it. So we have to see what you're talking about. This is the next bottom row, and it has very few items. All the way bottom. Oh, they're already in the shared slots. Oh, okay. All right, that's fine. Yeah, all right. If they're already in the shared slots, then that's fine. We don't need to seed another stack. They're already there. That's weird. Okay, cool. That's fine. Let's go back to the mails, I guess. Sorry for the double mail. I didn't realize there was text. That's okay. Chrysantha, my personal theory on how to fix the economy is if you throw 4 stacks of material, except Ascended, Raw Basics, or etc., Vendor Bide, and Specials to Forge, you get loot box that give you fixed amount of gold based on tier it is. I'd put 50. G on T6 lodestones, orbs, etc. Random stack of materials of that tier with rare materials in lower tiers like copper doubloons and vials of linseed, or roll some loot with super rare chance. Yeah, that's a cool reward system. I can imagine that. Thank you very much for the amalgamated. There's so much inspiration people have on how to do stuff like that. Oh, we never grabbed that one, so that's pretty cool. Oh, Ada as well. Hey, WP. I've never been to the Edge of the Mist. I start with Hearthorn, so maybe that's why. Is it fun to do? Do people play? I feel like it was still fairly active in those days. I'm sure Ada's not here. Thank you for the keys. I should have picked those up earlier. All right. Right. What else do we want to do here? I'll do my 2 races as well. I haven't got those finished yet. Oh, shit. What? Am I doing the mat? I am hoping to, but I'm not going to stream it. Speaking of PoE, how's it going? What act am I up to? I'm on Act 6. And I've just beat the 2nd Brutus encounter. That's what I've done, and I haven't logged in. since. I don't know what it is. It's the second go through. Just it's kind of I don't know. It's not that I've got bored of it or I've actually had a moment where I've realised I'm bored. But I did log in for only about 10 minutes yesterday. I logged in, played about 10 minutes, and then decided I wanted to be back in Guild Wars. So I turned it off and came back to Guild Wars. And, I mean, yesterday was a bit crazy anyway because I was so tired, but that is what happened. I might go back to it. I do want to get to Act 10 and level 100. There's Steam achievements for that. And then that's just sort of so that I feel like I've beaten the game and I understand sort of the game again and to a minor degree. And then I sort of can get what happens when they add the new 7. But yeah. Right, let's get Merlin. You need to get to mapping. There's good reason they're doing PoE 2 with all new acts. Yeah, so what happens in PoE 2? You just it's a different start to the game and everything, is it? Yeah, isn't level 100, didn't they say? I saw an achievement says get to level 100. Does that mean like level 100 of a dungeon or something? The bottom of the mines or something maybe? If there is no combat 100. I'm level like, I mean, the thing is, I feel like I'm sort of in the mid-game-ish at the moment. Maybe leaving the mid-game. Sort of mid-late game. Mid-game. But, I'm level, like, I'm almost level 60 already. Oh, it takes hours and hours and hours. Okay, so it is possible. It takes ages. How does it compare to 60 in Classic WoW? How does it compare to 80 in Guild Wars 2? I mean, ignore that second question. There's no point asking any of you what 80 in Guild Wars 2 means, because none of you have any perspective for it anymore. It's all augmented by tomes, or straight up boosters, or ridiculous bonus XP, and what other crazy shit. Wow, the last level is like as long as all the levels before. Wow, really? That's huge. Yeah, I might not do that then. I don't think I'm into the game enough to grind for ages. If I could, like, read Harry Potter while grinding, that would be cool. Because cognitively, I think I could do that. I guess audiobook is the closest you could get to that. You could listen to an audiobook while doing it. Even if you don't tie, it takes ages. Holy crap. Okay, so WP, you would not believe how far the deer pet will rush and how fast to hit you with a skill. Yeah, rush is wild. I was in the pit the other day, just trying to one-shot people with the gazelle. Here, I'll show you guys exactly what I was doing, all right? And anyway, I got a message from a guy. Here's what I was doing. And I'll show you guys the other version, right? So basically, I went on a ranger, this guy. And the idea of this is you're supposed to fight one another in the pit, but I'm just going to stand around as an unassuming ranger, okay? It doesn't look like I'm doing anything. I'm not starting any fights. Nobody really gives a fuck about killing rangers. So I just stand here as an unassuming ranger. I pick someone playing a class that I don't respect, and then I put the gazelle on him. Right? And you just have the gazelle attack, right? And I'm just standing here. Yeah, I'm using GS2, but whatever. I'm just having some fun. I'm just spamming GS2. That's all it is. And we try to one-shot someone with a gazelle, basically. And when it uses rush. But anyway, I was doing it this way, where I was triggering head toss. And someone messaged me. So he's killed the gazelle, right? I should have pet swapped. Someone messaged me telling me that I was doing it wrong, that you don't trigger head toss. You just try and let it... Sikkim rush is like way stronger. And you just let it do that. And they said they found a version. They did a nature magic version where they boon bounce really hard. And they get 42k. 42k, which is really insane. But yeah, so we'll go on the Weaver over there. And we'll see. We have to let the pet actually use rush. His rush. No, never mind. I fucking hate this pet. You can't see what it's doing. You can't see anything. Oh no, he's seen me. So anyway, I'm not nature magic. I'm wilderness. Oh my god, the CC lock. Dude, that was some bullshit. But yeah, that was basically what I was doing. But 42k is insane. Like, really insane. Sorry, I never got any footage of the actual one-shot there. It's just RNG bullshit. That's like one of the problems with the pet. Let me go back onto this. Boasted as fuck class. Hate it way more than Mesmer. What? Ranger? What was the great sword? I can't remember. I'm really sorry. Okay. Let's go to... Oh, wait. Did I do both races? I did do both. Do you guys want to try Zia? Is the monthly in 10 minutes? Or is it in... No, it's an hour and 10. That's fine. Do you guys want to try Zia? We could give that a shot. Yeah, I guess the swap on top of someone combo is good. I'll get that knocked for sure. If you want an end for PoE, it's beating the Uber Elder at present, but that's changing in 3.9. The Uber Elder. Yeah, I don't even know what that is. I'll create a squad. We'll try it. You're at Waterfall fighting a ranger on a one-shot core Mesmer, and you realised you wasn't going to win, and you massive fizzed off. You went to Graveyard and was killing someone at Graveyard with your camera angled towards the waterfall. And faster than you can react, faster than the quickness boosted full counter, I saw the deer run from Waterfall to me at Graveyard. It physically travelled all that distance in less than half a second. That's pretty funny. That sounds... I've never seen anything like that. That sounds like teleport levels. To be honest. That face when you got the Ender's Gin Tonic after like 7 tries. Yeah, some people seem to get it really quickly. That always feels like that's the way with Guild Wars. So I got a story, right? I have an old friend who used to spam Twilight Aether path. Like really hard. Like lots. And that was back when the Aether path weapons... I'm just going to do it here. That was back when the weapons were worth lots of money, but they were really rare. You'd have to like run the dungeon maybe like 50 times for a shot at one. And so anyway, that's all he did. He just kept doing the dungeon. It was one of those rare situations, I think, where there was no daily cap on... There was a daily cap on like the 2 gold or whatever, but there wasn't a daily cap on opening the chest, and it was the weapons that came out of the chest. There were also theories, though I don't know whether they were ever confirmed or not, that you might get the weapons out of those mini chests. You remember that you need to use the keys to open? There's like 5 of them. There was like a post-dungeon sequence, a concept they went back to with shit like Tyria later in open world. But so anyway, he would do it over and over and over and over and over again, and he would almost never get a weapon. But he wouldn't always have a team of 5. He'd nearly always like go to LFG for like the last 1 or 2, or just a couple of people, and it was always the guys and I don't think this is just you've noticed this a thing, so now you're more sensitive to it happening, and you're getting a bias that isn't real. It was, even I noticed it. I didn't even play with him that much, but it always felt like the people that hardly ran the dungeon, they were always getting the weapons. They'd like drop in for 1 run. They'd have like barely any AP. They'd be asking how a lot of the stuff works. He'd show them how. They'd get through. There would be players that didn't really contribute much. They only came for the 1 run, maybe 2, were getting the weapons. And he'd sit there all day trying, and he wouldn't get the weapons. I really feel like that's a thing with Guild Wars. I know it's like some stupid... it's a dumb thing to believe, and it's a generalization, and it's just me being a stupid monkey that's looking for patterns where there are none. But I have so many experiences in this game. People like who chance Mystic Forge precursor recipes get the pre, but people who like fucking play way too much, like myself, never got a pre out of Mystic Forge. Or like I had a friend who is currently quit, but when he comes back, he like goes hard on the game, and then he quits, and then he goes hard on the game, and then he quits, and then he goes hard on the game. And I remember he, one time, he went and did Twilight Arbor. I'm talking about not Aether Path. I'm just talking about the regular dungeons on the dungeon train. And like his first day playing, he got a precursor drop back when they were really expensive. Just dropped straight up from TA. It was like the Chosen or something. And then another pint, he quit and he came back. And like on his first day back, he got a precursor from the Vine Wrath. Just did 1 Silver Waste and got the a precursor from that. Just out of nowhere gets these drops. So I just got all these stories like this. And it always seems like it's casuals get these big drops. Now here's the one thing I wonder with some of those stories. Fuck, did the event just run fully past me? Am I crazy? Here's the one thing I wonder. I wonder if sometimes it's not actually that noobs are getting lucky. It's that noobs decide to come back to the game and they buy illicit gold. And then they have to explain to their friends where they got their gold. And so they say, oh, I got pre-dropped. I wonder. Maybe. But in all seriousness, I mean, you literally see firsthand a lot of this stuff. So, and a lot of the time it's with strangers. You know, that TA Aether Path phenomenon is pretty crazy. I definitely didn't miss it. It was someone else that ran past, right? There you go. That's my tin foil for now. I got a video coming out in a minute. Not in a minute. Oh my god, this render is taking forever. It's got 2.5 hours left on it. Why? Alright, well, I got a video coming out where I have a tinfoil hat theory about why Engineer and Elementalist can now weapon swap. Stay tuned for that. It is a 2-hour video, but still. It's probably because I'm trying to stream while render. That's probably what it is. Oh, Z is back here. Okay. Alright, here we go. This is it. Perfect. You guys really don't want to come for this? None of you? What happened to EU? We had a whole group before. Buffed early drops to get people hooked is a classic free-to-play strategy. I mean, yeah, I definitely do believe in that. I just don't know whether ArenaNet would do that. But you got to be really careful about stuff like this because I have to identify that within me there is a bias to believe that I'm not that lucky, right? No one wants to feel lucky, and I don't feel lucky as a person. So when we all tackle the world with that mindset that we can possibly be lucky, when other people are what we perceive to be lucky, that it like sticks with us, you know? It sticks with us longer. So it's very easy to then seek like a reason for that, right? Or believe that there's patterns when there's not, you know, because we have that like emotion caught up in it. We're not actually being very logical. So I kind of have to be careful of that. My real gut answer is there is no pattern. It's just coincidence. There's another side, I guess, socially going on, right? Which is, who do you think makes most fuss about lucky drops? Is it casuals or is it hardcore players? Now, you might be inclined to say it's the hardcore players because they know what it's worth and they've worked really hard for it. But I think actually a lucky drop proportionally for the experience of a hardcore player is not worth as much as a lucky drop proportionally to a noob. So when a noob gets a drop, they tend to ping it. You know, if a noob gets a precursor in the Silver Waste, they're likely to start a conversation with you. And they're likely to, you know, post it in map chat or whatever. But there's a lot of, like, over the line, beyond the pale ultra nerds out there that are busy pulling their 7th pre out of the Mystic Forge. And they don't, it's not news to them anymore. So they're a little bit quieter about it, right? And as such, there is then this social bias that people are more likely to hear about the drops for noobs who drum up more of a response about it, you know. Because just the amount you hear about a thing has absolutely nothing to do with how important a thing is. You know, like all the Reddit hysteria about anti-vax and how I read this beautiful description of what someone was calling moral vanity yesterday, and it really struck me as a very beautifully articulate way to describe what a lot of people do when they're trying to champion on the internet. It feels good, like a lot of us are morally vain. We like to be on a high horse and judge anti-vax parents and stuff like that, and talk about how stupid they are and stuff, and get in these big echo chambers, just these hateful finger pointing, because it helps us to realize how intelligent we are and how morally superior we are for, you know, for believing in vaccines, or you know, for even more subjective matters like whether we are theistic or not, right? Moral vanity, what a beautiful word. Anyway, I think that people are like that on the internet, right? And how does that tie into the loot that I was talking about a second ago? Oh, yeah, no. Basically, people will get very up in arms about shit that's got nothing to... That doesn't mean that it's as big of an issue as we're making it out to be, just because people talk about it a lot. And I think that the same can be true in like a game where noobs talk about how lucky they got all the time, but it doesn't actually mean they are getting more lucky than other people. We just hear about it a bit more. Everyone's constantly talking about anti-vax, but it's not actually any more or less important than it used to be. People are just talking about it more. And it's your like illogical monkey brain that thinks that there's a correlation there. A true noob will be like the chosen one, sick, proceeds to dump the weapon. I guess, yeah, that's a true noob. I mean, that what you just said there speaks to a really cool side of MMOs, where the timescales are so fucky and long-term that, you know, what we even declare a noob to be is quite an interesting matter. You would never call someone who spent 300 hours in a single-player RPG a noob. But I could very easily call someone who spent 300 hours in Guild Wars 2 a noob. If a 300-hour player got a precursor drop, I would say that that's a lucky noob drop. I would say that that falls into the parameters of what I've been describing. So, you know, that's another interesting side of it. You know, what I think a noob is constantly a higher and higher bar. No matter how much I help it, every year I continue to play this game, the more dismissive I'll be of someone who has, you know, they have to climb further. Oh, you've played since 2018, have you? Oh, little newbie boy, hello. Oh, you've played since 2017. You know, to me, that's like, whatever. You know, it's a higher and higher bar, and so then more and more people fall into that bucket. Which is interesting. You won a Naga mini pet from Guild Wars from content. You sold it for 1 arm brace. Dude, what? Dude, a Naga is like my ultimate item story in this whole franchise. If people don't know, how I got rich in Guild Wars 1 was I farmed Domain of Anguish, Foundry of Failed Creation, 600 Smite farm, Famine farm, I think there was a Sliver Armor Ellie farm for Ravenheart Gloom. And I used to start multi-boxing in there and stuff. So I would, I'd have like Monk Smite Hero attached to my 600 tank. And I would simultaneously play a Famine Ranger on my other monitor. And then I would have a load of other accounts just idle, sitting there. They were all my accounts. They were all being hosted on the same PC. But I was just all tapped out of them, not touching them. And I would play 2 characters at once on my own. No hotkeys or help or anything like that. Just alt tabs and just using my... Because it's very passive. The Famine is very passive. The Smite hero is very passive. The only one that's active, really, is the 600 tank, right? And I would get a whole party through Ravenheart Gloom. Well, no, not always Ravenheart. That was kind of a thing that I tried later. A very advanced thing that I didn't do that much. But I would do City and I would do Foundry. I'd do that run. Anyway, I did that for a long time. Acquired as much wealth as I could through Titan lodestones and stuff like that. Gemstones. And then I sold them all for a mini Naga, which I held on to for years. So this is a mini that there were only 900 in existence, guys. So I got all of those and just held on to it. And it inflated and inflated and inflated and inflated. And then I sold it like 2 years later for like 20 times the price I paid for it or something. And that was my big investment success story. My only one in the whole franchise. And to tell you the truth, if I'd held it longer, I would have got way more money, even still. Further still, I would have got even more. But I'm really happy I didn't. I actually found that owning that thing really stressed me the fuck out. Like, it really stressed me out. Like, having pretty much all my wealth and all my effort invested in this one item. And there was a desperate fear always that ArenaNet were going to invalidate it at the next birthday or at the next Winter's Day or something. that they were going to add a new mini Naga, you know, acquisition method. Or, you know, the same for some of the even rarer minis. Because you could do the Naga, but the Naga was just like A tier. You could go even crazier. There were some minis that there were only like 10 that existed. Like, how many Vizus were there, for example? What was the rarest one again? I can't remember. Anyway, it really stressed me out. And when I sold it finally, I really felt a load off my shoulders. I was very, very, very... And it was only when I finally sold it and I breathed, I was like, holy fuck, this is actually like... cost me a lot of enjoyment. So I always think of that when, you know, like the whole Bitcoin thing. I was old enough that I could have been investing in Bitcoin when that all started, and it's easy to think, oh, I could have been so rich, blah, 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 blah. But I sort of don't mind that much because I can only imagine how stressed out I would have been. It would have been the same situation of freaking out, not knowing when to cash in or not. There's like something about that you really have to like be okay with, you know. That you have to cash out sometime and you can't obsess over like missed opportunities and stuff like that. So there you go, that's my answer to you, the guy that sold one for a single arm brace. Oh, was it Kanaxai? Yeah, people. Well, okay, so just so that people know, basically a lot of these minis were very limited in supply, only given out to like a couple of winners of PvP tournaments or a couple of magazines. There were some really limited items, and it's because they're so limited that they are so valuable. But what happened in the early Nightfall days is people found a item duplication bug that did not cause a full server rollback. So people duped a ton of items, sold them, they leaked out all over the economy, and they were not punished for it. The items that were spawned were not deleted. So no one knew what the real number was anymore. Was it 900 or was it 1800 or was it... You know, no one knew. And that kind of muddied the waters for a very long time. But... Actually, I think people were banned, but only the initiators of the bug. And by the time they were banned, all the extra items had gone everywhere, you know. Alright, we only got the standard gin tonic again. Good luck to everyone else. Imagine if the monthly gizmos could be sold. I mean, a lot of people ask for that. It's one of those weird things where I think that the devs can never win. I think that the gizmos are really powerful and cool because they can't be sold. Because they actually represent that you did something, by and large, alright? And I know you can pay to get a spot on a team of good players, and then, you know, all you have to do is try your best to pull your weight, but you got a better chance. I know that there's that kind of stuff, but in general, it means you did something. Meanwhile, in PvE, people sort of lament the fact that there's no, like, that there are too few rewards that are untradeable, but mean something. But I mean, it's PvE. When will PvE ever mean anything? Yeah, there were a couple of big examples of exploits and stuff like that in Guild Wars 1 that look really bizarre by today's standards and just show that ArenaNet was always a little bit slow and things could always catch fire. Red Resigns in Hero Battles was a big one for me. People don't know this. Basically, there ended up being a lot of rewards, a lot of money in PvP through Balthazar faction and getting Z keys. And they had an arena called Hero Battles, which they announced to the community that they were going to close down, that it didn't have enough population, didn't like it enough, it was going away, and they were going to replace it with what they hoped to be a better arena. Long story short, what they replaced it with was not a better arena, and that was all a bit unfortunate. But what we're looking at for this story is when they announced they were closing the arena down, there was a unique title in that arena that you would never, on planet Earth, ever be able to get again, because the arena was closing. And the title had lots of tiers. Guild Wars 1 titles have tiers. It's something Guild Wars 2 misses, and I think is quite foolish of the devs to have not re-implemented properly. So, you know, maybe you had tier 1 and you were close to T2 and you heard this news. So you're like, okay, I want to play the game type. Or maybe you just want to get T3 so you can dedicate it to the Hall of Monuments or T4 or whatever. So you wanted this title. So a group of people started playing it under the nose of ArenaNet. And they were all there just trying to do the same thing. They just wanted the wins so that they could get the title. So it was a 1v1 arena. And there were just a couple of names in there. So the people just said, look, ArenaNet aren't looking at this. They're closing it down because it's a dead game type. You and I just both want the title. Why go through the pretense of playing this? Look, let's just agree. If we load in, if you're red, just resign straight away. That's it. Just resign. And then people said, yeah, all right, because it's dying and it doesn't really matter. Now that right there, if red goes in and instantly resigns based on an agreement of some kind, that's match manipulation, and that's a bannable offense. It was a bannable offense in Guild Wars 1. It's a bannable offense in Guild Wars 2. It was kind of a dead arena, and only a couple of people were doing it, and it was sort of a no harm done, no foul kind of thing. Except the Balthazar faction was there in the Z-Keys, but the devs didn't do anything or didn't know anything about it. Fast forward a week, suddenly the arena has like 10,000 people in it, 20, I don't know how many. An insane number of people are there, including people like myself, who were all doing this big famous thing, red resigns. Everyone was just going in, resign out. Go in, resign out. And there were so many people that did it for such a long time, and ArenaNet didn't fix it or address it for so long, that the number of people who did it in the player base was so ludicrously high, it was like, it went completely unpunished. The devs literally couldn't ban those accounts or do anything about it because it was so big. Like, everyone everywhere was doing it. And it really was one of those weird strength. And I look at that, and I look back at that, I'm like, holy fuck, man. Like, that's thousands of people committing a bannable offense in unison, with the devs blatantly knowing about it, and there were no punishments ever handed out for blatant match manipulation. And you could farm crazy amounts of Z-Keys from that. You just needed to have the patience to matchmake in, 30 seconds later, type /resign, or get your free win if you were blue, and go in again. Red resigns. That's a Guild Wars 1 story. I like stories like that from Guild Wars 1, because it allows me to be a little bit more forgiving about things with Guild Wars 2, maybe. Or these people that think the grass is always greener, Guild Wars 1 was always so much better, was handled so much better, blah, blah, blah. But there are stories like that where it's like, pff, same shit, different game, you know? Alright, catch you later, Kato. Yes, they did. They did a double Balthazar point weekend. Well done, Unique Control. Well remembered. I take it you were one of the players that did it. Hey, here's a weird thought. Maybe you resigned for me. Do you remember the monthly tournament forfeits in the finals as a protest? I don't, because I didn't really give a shit about Hero Battles. I didn't know much about it. However, about a year and a half ago, who was it? I think it was Lindsay Murdoch. Was it Lindsay? One of the devs, the dev that was behind the whole decision to close Hero Battles. After that, basically what happened was the devs, the community like threw the tournament or whatever deliberately to try and get the devs to update it. And then the devs just removed it. They said, fine, we'll do something else instead. And it caused this big outrage, this big controversy. And anyway, like last year, one of the devs, the dev that did it, was provoked into a response about it on Reddit. And they explained, it was like the year 2018, and they said, if it was 2008 again, I'd make the same decision today. And they said, look, this is what was going on. These were the numbers. No one was playing it. It was pointless. And then the community like spat in their face and said, no, you're wrong. Loads of us were playing it. It was amazing. Blah, 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 blah. And I went online at this point. I never cared about Hero Battles. I still don't. I went online after seeing that exchange and basically said, well, to tell you the truth, random fucking nerds who are not at the studio, who do not have the real stats, can tell me till they're blue in their face and can scream and whine with their nostalgia all they like. But no, it was actually really good. There were loads of us. You can tell me that all you like. But look, if someone at the studio who has, you know, a very deep incentive and investment in the game to make sure the game's successful and popular and doing what it can, if someone at the studio says that things were not the way you are and they're standing by it after a decade, maybe, just maybe the devs are right on this one. That's what I said. And then people started spitting at me as well, but I still stand by what I said there. Someone did give me quite a lengthy paragraph explaining like numbers and things. And it kind of sounded like the community probably did have a bit of a point. But overall, I still think it's not something that really... I don't think the devs made a massive misstep. That was what I took out of it. I took out of it, my opinion needed to be a little bit more well-rounded, but overall it was probably still right. Steve McGee says, I remember being a Hero Battle tryhard to get to the top 500 so I could be in the top 500 website. I was so happy, even though everyone was just playing the Rampages 1 type build, Ranger, Paragon, all heroes. That's interesting. You like the pink Raptor? It's not actually pink. Alright guys, that's going to be the stream because now I know I know that for the people just coming, it feels like we're only halfway through, but I started early today, so we're still about an hour and a half in. I'm going to leave it there because I want to kind of prep this monthly. Monthly tournament will be going on today. It starts in 44 minutes, so I want to actually have a discussion with the guys I want to play with, what we're going to do, how we're going to play, stuff like that, so and get some practice in with them. So, yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow, we will tackle the new stuff, probably. I don't see why not. Could be pretty good. So, yeah, thank you, guys. Wish me luck, and I will be back very soon. Also, yeah, YouTube video coming up very soon. Also, yeah, if I stop the stream now, the render might pick up a bit, because it still needs 2 hours, 25 minutes. Crazy. It's taking forever while I'm streaming, so let's free up the PC to do that a bit better. All right, good luck, guys. See you then. Ta-ta.